Yo, what's up with it, y'all? Yeah, I know I was muted. Yeah, I know I was muted. It was a lot of noise. I had to escape the noise. What's up with it, y'all? Um, it's another recap Fridays. You know what I'm saying? We finna get it in. We waiting on Brother Emmanuel to come on in because we got some special things to discuss. Um, and he'll fill everybody in once he come in today, because today is a special day for a couple of special people that have made a real impact on the community, and around the world as well, So once Brother Emmanuel get in here, we will be able to get into the show. Uh, Salute to everybody, for all the support. We definitely appreciate it. Uh, I can't stress it enough. What's up, Natural? What's going on, Brother Jones, Sister Jones? Uh, Miss King, how you doing? Um, the topic for tonight, is basically, we're going through things that have happened, on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I mean, and Thursdays. I'm sorry. So we'll just be giving a recap of that, and on top of new things that have came along as well. So basically, we'll be talking about a lot of things tonight. We're gonna be talking about a lot of things. So we're just waiting on my brother to get in, so we can make this happen. I think there's a bad connection going on, but we're gonna get him in here. What's up? What it do, El? Yes. And while we're waiting on Brother Emmanuel, everybody, let's not forget, July 19th, our kids' summer food and clothing drive. Um, is going down 7201 Curry Road, um, Curry Road Park. We are looking forward, to seeing a community out there, to see, the kids out there, all of the families out there, you know, we're grateful for all our sponsors, because a lot of this stuff wouldn't have been possible, without our great sponsors, and we definitely appreciate, all of them. Me and brother. Yeah, but like I say, without them, a lot of stuff, wouldn't have been possible. You know, but we have a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, we can't wait to meet y'all as well. You know, it's all about unity on our end, um, and expose those who are not about our communities. And at the end of the day, all we got, we all we got, at the end of the day, so, which a lot of people don't care nothing about that, you know, uh, and that's on them, but we're going to continue to do what we need to do, for the community, you know, yeah, and mash the gas, that's the only thing, left to do. What's up with Laquita? Yeah, we are also doing something coming up that's very special. Uh, and again, shout out to Mr. Ricky Jason. Hold up, brother Emmanuel. We finna try to get you in here, man. Uh, you popped up. Yeah, you popped up, but it wouldn't connect.
There we go. Can y'all see me good? Trying this new lighting,
What's up with it, fam?
trying this new lighting system, man. Just want to make sure y'all can see me good. Cool, cool, cool. Let's try that. Oh, try that light. There we go. Let's see. Can y'all see me better like that? What's up?
Yeah,
You can see me? Y'all hear me?
yeah, yeah. We can hear you good.
That's what's up. Want to welcome everybody here tonight. Thank y'all for being here with us tonight. We apologize for the time, but y'all know these technical systems. We got no control over it, but we will be working on it in the future so that we don't have any interruptions. This is tonight's Friday night recap, and I am Houston's brother Emmanuel, the Houstonian. The Houston haters hate to hear because I scream it loud and clear 24/7, 365. I represent the truth. Critical Show, Hood News GP on mine. Coming to y'all tonight with some news that you can use. And we're coming from the lip, not from the hip, so nobody gets scared, as we always say. As Critical started off the show, he told y'all tonight is a special show because it's a special day and it's a special night. Today is July 11th. For those of y'all who have just joined us, who haven't been with us over the years that we've been broadcasting on these shows. Uh, July 11th, 2019 was proclaimed Blake Thomas Day, Blake Roshan Thomas Day in the city of Houston by then Councilman Dwight Boykins. And the reason why it was by Dwight Boykins is because for a long time I had been reaching out to Sylvester Turner, our brother, and asking him to honor my son, but he, didn't do it. Whatever kept him from doing it, he just didn't do it. And that was one of the many times I went in there, imploring him to do something for my son because of the great legacy that he left behind, the great life that he lived, and it should have been honored in the tragic way his life was taken. And of course, on radio shows and in front of people, he would always say, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And, dealing with my son, this wasn't a game for me, as it's not a game for many of those who have lost their babies. And I send much love and condolence to all those who have lost a child. So y'all know that it's not a game. We don't play about that. So when someone says it's gonna do something, especially in the name of our children, we expect them to do it, and we look forward to them doing it. And if they don't do it, we have an issue. So of course, he didn't do it for a long time, and it pissed me off, pissed a lot of people off, in my family, as it should have. And so he wasn't regarded for a long time in a positive nature for us. You know what I'm saying? So we continue to press forward, and then finally, the White Boykins, who had been watching, me ask for some help for my son for a long time. Finally, the brother stepped in, and he made it happen. And he not only made it happen, he also donated to the situation of what we were trying to do and give my son an honored day. And he paid for the escorts for the day that we recognized my son when we laid his headstone. And that's what I was trying to get done for my baby, because they had honored him in the city, and I wanted to get him a headstone and lay them and proclaim his day at the same time. And we were blessed to be able to do that. Channel 2, if anybody followed us, came to our assistance and got my son a headstone, a magnificent $55,000 headstone. It was beautiful. And so because of their generosity, we wanted to make sure that it was received by the family in appreciation and in honor. And so we actually had a ceremony where we were able to put the headstone in the hearse and have the hearse with the limousine behind it and an escort escort us from my place of business, where my son used to frequent a lot with me, past the scene where the situation happened. And then we got on the freeway, and we shut the freeway down from the north to the south, and ended up in Pearland at Houston Memorial Gardens Cemetery, where we brought his headstone to him in magnificent fashion. But the White Boykins covered the escort, and we actually had 3 officers, which was crazy. We had 3 cops, 3 motorcycle cops, for a hearse and a stretch limousine. The stretch limousine was provided by McDuffie Funeral Home for a nice fee, discount fee, because a case that had happened earlier, I had discovered some things, and I kept a lot of things disclosed for only them, and they appreciated, how I did that. And so they gave us a discount, and we got that. And we had the hearse, he had his headstone, and we came out there, I mean, just looking just beautiful, man. And we came to the cemetery, and we laid it down. We had a nice little ceremony, and pushed on. But we got that day proclaimed. We actually laid his headstone down on July 11, 2019, at the cemetery, and it was beautiful. We came back to the neighborhood, and we had a magnificent community come together in honor of his memory, his life. And I mean, we had a food truck. I bought the whole food truck out, had them come out, and they gave food out unlimited to everybody. I mean, you couldn't buy no food. It wasn't no money I was taking or accepting, not even a damn donation. And they were trying to go around talking about putting a pot together, give a donation, because they were just so amazed. This wasn't secondhand food. This was fresh food. Critical and them were there. The whole Street 100 team was there. P-Man, they were all out there, man. Everybody got fat full, and it wasn't no small pickings. They was giving everything. We had fried chicken, fried fish. We had red beans and rice. We had these big boudin balls that my son liked, because the guy who catered it was my son's fiance's uncle, and my son liked it, going to his restaurant a lot. So in honor of my son's taste buds, I fed the community the food that my son liked. and everybody had a good time, man. We had music, we had family out there. It was a spectacle. It's on YouTube under King Emmanuel, under the King Emmanuel channel. You can see it. But we had a magnificent July 11, 2019. We had a magnificent display of love for my son and for all of those who shared the pain that I was sharing at that time of losing my son. Well, ironically, the next year, 2020, was the pandemic. And the pandemic started the year off with making everybody distance themselves. Well, we were still doing Street 100 The Heat at the station, giving people, the information weekly, you know, and April, around, what was that, around April, someone reached out to me and told me about the case about this soldier. And they were like, hey, man, Brother Emmanuel, could you help out? Because you got a big platform. Could you put the story out? Because we're trying to find out what happened to this little sister. And could you, kind of tell the family what they need to do? Because I had done this a lot for other situations prior. And so I told them, yes, I'd help out. And so we brought it to Street 100, to the Critical Show, Critical, and laced them up. And we put it out there, for the world to hear about this story, about what was going on and how they were really just basically, ignoring this family and not treating them right. And so I spoke with them and let them know some tactics that we could use to get some attention on the story. We all went down to the Houston Federal Bureau of Investigation building and, demanded that some things be done, because this situation was involving a little sister who's a soldier. She was born the same year as my son. So, I looked at her as a little daughter, and so, a lot of us wanted to join in to help and find out what happened to her. Well, we eventually did. We reached out to EquiSearch, pulled them in on it, and it became a big issue. It blew up bigger than we knew. It became worldwide, and everybody was, where's Vanessa Guillen? If y'all see on my story and on the page, we put some links to it and showed some little small parts of the story. But if you have Netflix, you can go on Netflix tonight when you have your meal and entertain yourself by watching the specials called I Am Vanessa Guillen. And again, it's on Netflix. And so we helped them out. We kept putting it on weekly, reached out to everybody, and we were looking. Well, that case came to a head because we found her body, but the first body we found was a soldier that had been missing from the year prior. And ironically, we had talked about Brother Ryan on the show because his people had reached out trying to get his information and out there and his story out there. And so we put it on the Critical Show, Hood News GP, and we talked about him. Well, the next year when we found, we were looking for Vanessa, they found the body of Ryan, who was considered AWOL but wasn't. He had been murdered. And that's when we found Vanessa next, and we found her in 3 different places. And it was sad, the tragic end of this little sister's life. But if y'all go on the page, y'all see the link. There's a group called Fael, and Fael is a group that helps out the immigrants. The young man that is over it, he, myself, Pelon Valdez, and some other people got together and decided to honor her memory and give a slab ride, from her high school, to her stomping grounds, and so everybody got together, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Pelon Valdez, Dozer from the Leicester Saints, a bike club, Mike Knox. At that time, he was the at-large representation for Houston. He came out because he's helped out many times in the past. He lost his son in a helicopter crash. His son was an officer and went down in one of those helicopters in Greenspoint. It was one of them days we all woke up to a big explosion and come to find out that that was Mike Knox's son. But they all came together and commemorated her. Mike brought a great, nice proclamation, read off to her family. But we were all fathers who had lost our children. Mike lost his baby. I lost my baby, and Pelon had lost his baby. And so in unity, black, brown, and white, we all came together, fathers, for this girl, to honor this little girl who could have been all of our daughters. She was around our kids' age. So, you know, it was a beautiful thing, man. If y'all look on YouTube, you can look under that. Cruise for Vanessa Guillen is what it was called. And I mean, it was just magnificent, y'all. It was very, very beautiful. Everybody came together, and I was able to speak at the event. They asked me to speak at the event because I helped organize it. And we also had many of our other politicians, like Adrian Garcia, was out there and spoke. And then behind me came Mayor Sylvester Turner at that time, who was our mayor, and he came out at the end because we had previously been asking him to come out and honor the day for her, and his office wouldn't reach out to us. So finally, on the day of the event, we had given up, and we had the other people there. So we were thinking we had what we needed. We didn't care. So he shows up and jumps out and makes a speech, and he proclaims July 11th, 2020, Vanessa Guillen Day in the city of Houston. Y'all can see that video, you know, and y'all will see me when I step up and I have my son's shirt on, because I take him with me always in spirit. And so what I told him is that last year my son was given the day. This year, Vanessa is given the day, so they both share the day. We should all share it because we all live together, we die together. You know, we go through everything in life together because this city is a gumbo city. It's made up of a lot of different ingredients. So we should all stand up for each other together. And everybody agreed. And so we said in the future, we're going to press forward and make July 11th Loved Ones Day for all of our loved ones who have passed away. For all those who are still here that have lost someone, we can use this day as a day of unity and bringing up their beautiful memories and the stories that took their lives. And so if y'all follow the Vanessa Guillen story, or if you look it up, you're going to see how that came to a head. The family ended up going to the White House. Trump brought them up there, and it got worldwide attention. We found her, and then after that, subsequently, there were other bodies that were found in the area, remains and all that. And it opened up a big investigation to a lot of corruption in Fort Hood, a part of Texas, a part of the military that was being targeted against the female soldiers. And because the little sister story was so strong, they made a lot of changes. A lot of people lost their job. A lot of people lost rank. They renamed that base to Vanessa Guillen, and a lot of things came about because of that, because she had the courage to let her family know prior to what had happened, what was going on with her. And that's how her magnificent sisters, they stood up very strong to fight in her defense about what went on with her, and to bring accountability, because at first they were stonewalling her, them, and everybody. But they continued to fight. They loved their sister, and it showed, and it came out. And we also uncovered a lot of other people that had been considered AWOL, that were considered missing, that had been murdered, you know, in many ways. And in that area, it was a lot of bodies littered in that area, and it all came out because of this. A lot of corruption came out in the military because of this young lady's story. Sad that she had to lose her life, but I'm glad that it did serve a purpose greater than, you know, it was expected to serve. She was just supposed to be a regular soldier, but her story uncovered a lot of stuff that was going on in the military that nobody was talking about, and they needed to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all can check it out. You know, go look it up. Look up the story. If you got Netflix, again, it's called I Am Vanessa Guillen, and they give the most elaborate and most so to say, most entertaining version of the whole story in its total. I want y'all to be able to get that. But so my son, Blake Thomas, you can look up the tic-tac-toe hashtag, whatever you call it, however you see it, and put justice, the number 4, King Blake. Not to be confused with the other Blake from Kenosha, Wisconsin. There's something that happened to him. But my son is Justice for King Blake. And that's been the fight, the battle that I've been doing for many years to get him honored. I tried to get his diploma because he only needed like half a credit. and the assholes at that school wouldn't give it to me at that time. That's still a fight I have ongoing to honor his memory because he did that work. He was a magnificent kid, hadn't gotten in no trouble, and so I wasn't gonna let the system and nobody else demonize him. So yeah, that's a battle I'm still fighting. Y'all can learn more about it. But today is their day. And being that it's their day, we dedicate this to all of our people that have lost their babies. You know what I mean? All of our loved ones that have passed on, went on to another place and are still in our memories. We ask that people remember them on today. But that's what Critical was talking about. I was going to let y'all know about, what today's show is dedicated to. Is dedicated to those two stories, the Blake Roshan Thomas story and the Vanessa Guillen story, because today is July 11th, proclaimed by the city uh, as Blake Thomas Day and Vanessa Guillen Day in the city of Houston. And those proclamations are here. They're here forever. They last forever. So, it's up to us to honor them. So every year I try to do something to honor my son and everyone. And sometimes it get, overshadowed because we got 713 Day coming Sunday. And you also have 4th of July that just passed by. So a lot of events are going on right now. We have some events coming up on the 12th uh, in the park in Houston, Emancipation Park. They're doing the Juneteenth in July. We also have July 26th. It's going to be the Carl Hampton Remembrance Day. It's a day full of different events, starting off at the cemetery with a graveside ceremony to remember him at Golden Gate Cemetery or 8400 Hurst Road, Houston, Texas. And that's on July 26th. We have July 19th, of course, critical show, and the back to school, the for the kids event, the community get together, the magnificent event that he has put together, and amongst other things, we have July 14th, Monday. We have a new show that's kicking off. We want y'all to be a part of that. Y'all will see that after Slick Talk. I believe they'll be coming in before Slick Talk, and then we'll talk about it on Slick Talk. But y'all will see that, and y'all have seen the promotions for it. So, we want everybody to, join in and support that. It's called the Jemiah Mind. Our warrior, our young warrior, Queen Jemiah, salute to you. She will be coming in and bringing a different frame of mind from a different era, the new school and the mind frame, and, starting from grassroots and building up. And she's going to have a magnificent community of people that are wanting to do that with her, and y'all can join in on her show. We also want to send much respect and condolences to the family of the sister who passed away after working at McDonald's for 15 years. One of her disgruntled employees stabbed her after claims that she had been bullying her. I feel myself personally that can't nobody bully you at work. Work is an optional situation. It's an optional place. You can leave if you don't like what's going on, if somebody is threatening you, if you're in harm. Yeah, if that's not the case and they holding you hostage, then yeah, you can fight for your life. But to claim bullying and to kill this woman in the manner that she did, in my opinion, just my opinion, that was very horrible and that wasn't right. So we want to send love to her family because this woman had 6 kids. She was a single mother and had been doing a lot of work, over them years. And she lost her life, ironically, at the same place. What was you saying, Critical?
Now it's just, it's messed up. It's just sad, man. That's just, that's just sad, to you don't wake up in the morning to even think about you going to work and don't even and not able to make it back home because something tragic then happened to you at work. Nobody's thinking about that on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? That's man, it's horrible. It's horrible and it's sad. And then secondly, it's somebody that look exactly like us. Like damn. it's just a lot, man. It really is. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot that's going on. It's a lot that we have to be aware of. Because things change every day. People change every day. Circumstances change every day. So right now is the time. Well, I wouldn't say it's the time is right now because all the time is the time, to be prayerful, at all times. It's just really, you know, it's just tragic, man. It's just tragic, and we cannot forget about the families out there in Kerrville. We cannot forget about all of those people out there and everybody on the surrounding areas. We can't forget about them because they're going through something very, very tragic right now. They have lost everything, just like when Harvey came. You know, it's a lot of people lost everything and still haven't been able to regroup ever since then. So just imagine how long it's going to take that community out there to get back on their feet. It's going to take a long time. At least when Harvey came, we still had the structure. A lot of them don't even have the structure of their home anymore. It got washed away. Say, man, hey, and let's not even forget the babies that were on the camping trip. So this horrible flood happened in the darkness of the morning and just swept everything away and was moving at a rapid pace. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. For one to lose anyone, but then to lose a child, that's on a whole nother level. That's a whole nother level that a lot of people don't understand, and I see a lot of the comments, you know, and we also got to be aware it's always going to be somebody that's negative coming in the comments to try to disturb somebody else's peace, so we cannot let that happen. We have to stay prayed up, stay faithful, you know what I'm saying, and know that it's gonna be all right at the end of the day. Um, yeah, go ahead, brother man. Yeah, I think brother Emmanuel, he might have some.
No, I'm just letting you talk without the mic, because if I put that mic on, it'll interfere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't know if you heard me. What I was saying. Go ahead, brother Emmanuel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, and that was very, very sad, because those little girls, they didn't even have a chance. And as we were saying on the other day, how one of the people described the position they was in when they found them. One of the little girls was they had been holding each other. They were holding each other. And, man, those little girls came out there just to do a simple camping trip. Something their group had probably done many years. Their families thinking that they were getting, exposure to the outdoors. Like a lot of people want their babies to do a little exposure to life. And, you know, they went to sleep and that water came in overnight And so, you got to think about it being dark, the natural light being dark, those waters coming in so fast and rapid that they're knocking out power. So you know what I mean? And complete darkness, raging waters, and those waters so strong. They had no chance, man. Nothing. The horror fear that they went through, knowing that their family members, their supermen and their superwomen wasn't there to save them. Didn't even know. And then for the family members to find out the next day that all of this was going on and they had no way of, saving their babies. A lot of them did get saved, got rescued, but there were a lot of them who lost their life. And so, yeah, we send condolences to those families, all those in Kerrville, the deadly floods in Texas. We send condolences and whatever assistance y'all can, your hearts move, to give. Please give it to them because, as critical say, we've all went through some horrible storms, but the one we went through in Houston, which was one of the greatest, Hurricane Harvey, it still left structure for a lot of things. But this horrible situation has completely destroyed their structure. They're starting from the ground up, from the bottom, and they got nothing even to work with. So help from all over needs to go to them, but we send our energy to them. Uh, I want to also send our energy to the Malcolm Charles family. You know, that was my little cousin, Theory Nation. Little soldier just got out.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, child. I'm just talking. I done forgotten that I was on mute. My bad. Know. So I'm finna take it back. It's a horrible thing to lose anybody, but to lose a family member, to lose a child is on a whole nother different level. To lose a child is on a whole different level, and I did not understand that until I didn't understand my brother Emmanuel. I did not understand his pain and his anger until, you know what I'm saying, my son went to heaven. And I finally understood, you know what I'm saying, his pain and all of that type of stuff. So I just salute anybody, that's going through the hate. I mean, going through the pain, of losing a child, because that's one of the most crucial things, that anybody could even imagine. Yeah, you know, but today is the day, and we definitely salute them. We salute their families. We are continuous in prayer, for their family, because it could have been ours. You know what I'm saying? And it's a must that we comfort, the ones that have lost, a family member, you know, and a lot of people don't understand, you know, because people have been making all type of crazy comments and saying all type of foolishness.
What they say?
No, no, no. I'm just talking about it in general.
Oh,
Because you know how somebody can post something that's serious
yeah.
regarding, their family member or somebody that's close, and then they'll try to make a mockery out of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll try to make a mockery out of the situation. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
he trying to get me
yeah,
in the jail.
yeah. They'll be trying to make a mockery, out of the situation. Try to get some laughs, some likes, some
Oh,
views.
out of what though?
I'm saying out of anything in general, because everybody wants to get likes. Everybody thinks shit is funny.
Oh yeah. Well, you think things funny too,
Now, when it's serious though,
but how can you tell somebody when not to laugh?
I can't just like can't nobody tell me
I
what.
know, so we can't tell nobody else how to laugh because we gonna laugh regardless. If we laugh in serious situations, we laugh at funerals, we laugh all the time. So how can you tell the next person you can't
But
do that?
but it's one thing to laugh at things to keep from crying
Yeah.
versus to laugh and try to be mocking or making fun of somebody's situation. It's a difference.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, it's the difference. You know, and a lot of times we have to laugh to keep from crying.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing about social media. Social media is so messed up. That's the only thing people be thinking about is likes.
Well, I can get some likes. You be getting likes. You care? I don't care if somebody else don't like it. As long as I like it, it doesn't matter.
As long as we're reaching the right people, and the people that are receiving it, you know, everything else don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as we are reaching the people that's going to receive the message,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and for all the ones that don't want to receive the message, and
Damn. Shit. Woo. Damn shit.
Samantha talking about we want some of that chicken too.
That chicken good too. It felt good. Why you eating it out slow? I can eat about 3 pieces out.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but we have to, y'all stay, mindful of a lot of things, because and we can't act like
Okay. Well,
you,
you want a chicken head?
you know we can't act like that other people don't matter.
Yeah, no, for real.
Because a lot of times that's what we act like, because a lot of us get the big head, and all of that type of shit, to the point that we're ignoring the next person that have maybe even a more serious issue than you do. So we can't do that.
You ain't gotta do all that, man. I'm just trying to
Oh,
sit in and chill with you.
oh, okay, all right. Yeah, because everybody matters. Everybody matters.
Stop eating chicken. You make them want some chicken.
That's all right. They're all right.
You want to try to come around?
No, they gonna be.
Oh, you so fucking selfish.
They go.
I'm a lady.
What's up with it, brother, man? You can hear us? Look at you.
Yeah, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, man.
All right. All right. Yeah. So we gonna get back in it, man. But we put some links out there for everybody to see. We put a story out there for everybody to see some of those judicial uh, uh, papers with the proper wording of the laws, because we were talking about, here on the recap, we go over everything that we have been talking about. And we have been talking about this situation on how Candace was able to get the dismissal on the warrant for failure to appear. But you got to look up Black's Law book, and it'll give you a whole lot of stuff about court dates and dismissals, and what you can do. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you have two court dates at the same time, one will automatically turn into a warrant, but the other, depending on how you handle it, the other uh, will be forgiven. You can also get a dismissal on the case in general with the continuance for it in the future. But these are things that you can do by the law. You can look it up and you can find out what she actually did. As we said, it wasn't no power move. It wasn't no underhand stuff. It wasn't magical. It was the law. And when you in those type of situations, that's what you can do for the law. Anybody can do that. So you just got to understand the law. And when you know the law, then that type of stuff does not fool you. They can't wave that in your face and you think that they have some power that they don't have, because when they do that, it discourages people. And a lot of people got discouraged. A lot of us got discouraged when we saw that what we thought was a victory seemed to turn around into a defeat. And so many times, us as people, we've had those situations where we thought we had victories only to find out it was defeats. And so I want my people to know that that is not what happened in this situation. This woman still has to go before a court on August the 13th. It's just that this situation, by it being double booked, one was handled one way, and then she waved that in front of everybody like, that was some magnificent power, but it wasn't. So, we put the story out there so that y'all can see it. But, my biggest thing in this whole situation is I'm looking at this and I'm, I'm mystified. I'm really tripping, because this whole situation comes down to a bully having the nerve to actually sue the victims of their bullying. Y'all are actually seeing Critical Samantha Angela being sued because they stood up to the bullying, because they talked about the things that these people have done to other people, because they made a stage and they've spoken about the bullying, the lies, the scams, the thievery. And so you can actually sue somebody for that. Now, how can people who are for the community are supposed to stand up for victims of the community, people that things are being done wrong, talking about judicial issues that affect the community? How can those people then turn around and sue somebody who says that they lied to them, they victimized them, they stole from them? They're suing people because they tell on them. So now they picking and choosing who they standing up for in the community. I mean, this is really a trip to me. You know, this is jurisdictional bullying. This is bullying using the legal system, because I've never heard of a victim getting sued because they told that they were being victimized. That's like P. Diddy going and suing Cassidy. That's like P. Diddy going and suing Cassie because Cassie told on him. Because Cassie told the whole world he was no good, he was all this here. That's exactly what's happening. I mean, nobody had no problem with this woman. Everybody's problem was with Cornell X and his thievery, and that's been known for the longest. But then she stands in, jumps in, and goes off on the people that are talking about this man. And now she has a problem, and she starts putting that personal information in all of this crazy stuff, and then files a lawsuit against him. I mean, where have y'all ever heard that happening from? But that is what has happened right here. You have a case of Cornell X and Candace Matthews. Cornell X is saying somebody defamed him, defiled him, harassed him. Candace is saying someone, the one who harasses people, the one who blows the bullhorn, those people that go after people like that are now saying people are going after them. And these people that they're saying that are going after them happen to be victims, happen to be people that have told people that these people have done something wrong. I mean, come on, man. That's exactly what this situation is. And it's going to get handled properly when it goes in front of a judge and a jury in the right amount of time, because everybody is going to understand exactly what's happening in this situation. You know, I can understand if these were some people that have been calm and peaceful, ain't did nothing to nobody, and then these people have just come on the internet talking about them, just making up lies. But these are victims. The victims, how can you go turn around and sue the victim, and how can the judicial system allow that? This woman went out to this man's house, to this man's home, to this man's city, to this man's area, and on video and on bullhorn, yell all these things that she's gonna do if he does this. That's a threat. If you talk about me on the internet, if you put my name in your mouth, I'm hurt. People can put your name in their mouth. Who the fuck are you? We can say anybody's name in this world if we want to. Who the fuck are you? Any of y'all. Even me. People can use my name. People can say my name. That's not a defaming, as long as they're not lying about me. But everybody had the courage to stand up to Cornell's bullshit, and they have been attacked by this woman and many others for being victims. That's some crazy shit, but the court system is going to handle that. So, you know, on today, we just want to be thankful that we are all here. We are all safe. We appreciate Big Dog and Critical. That was a magnificent topic on last night. Hydrocephalus. It is a condition when a lot of babies is born where they get a lot of fluid in their brains, and their brains kind of swell up, their heads swell up, and if treated early, you know, they're going to live with it forever. You cannot get rid of it, but treated early, it can help them have a better quality of life. If untreated, it can lead to, you know, brain damage and possible death. And it's something that a lot of people go through and don't even know they're going through it. So, you know, I appreciate that education on that topic. And again, you know, we want to make sure we remember those who have went away and in the past, and we ask that all of us continue to keep them alive, you know, just by, you know, bringing their names up on these special days, you know. So in the future, July 11th, remember, every July 11th, man, I'm going harder, and maybe in the future they'll give us another day, and we'll have another day on the calendar for the year for us to honor him. But I honor my son on his birthday, February 3rd. I honor him on his transition day, November 5th. And I always honor him on July 11th, you know, the day that the white Boykins finally, you know, gave him a day in the city. And so we add everybody in there, man. We tried to put events together, but we try to get everybody to come down to City Hall together with their loved ones to remember them. You know, and in the future, we're going to get that. We're going to have a coming together because I believe if we all come together, all those that have lost someone, we can come together and be the thing that heals each other. You know, because uh, uh, I've got a lot of strength from a lot of people in the past who've lost their loved ones, and I saw how they've handled it, and they've given me a piece of their soul by telling me, you know, to be strong and telling me some truths on how you just going to have to keep dealing with it. And that's why I like to give people the truth. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it stings, but in the end, it's the best thing. So you give the people the truth, they won't be caught off guard. They won't be surprised about any of this because when you lose a baby, you know, it changes you forever. As Critical said, you know, it don't matter what way you lose them. When you lose them before the time that you expect, you know, we all expect our children to outlive us. So when you lose them before that, it's a sad thing for a parent to have to bury their child, have to see their child in that type of way, you know, after witnessing them living all those years. So it's a reality of life that a lot of people have had to come across, and it's a blessing for some who have never had to come across it, and they passed away before their children, and you know they didn't have to experience that. But for those that do, we created a community, and I titled it the Honored Society, and it's a community of all those that have, you know, felt this type of pain that wish to use their pain and help others. You know, we work together and we go out and we help others that are just now going through this. And with us all being those that have felt this, we're received more by those that are just in the beginning stages of them feeling this. Because a lot of people will tell you, you know, you can't understand somebody unless you went through it yourself. And a lot of people say that all the time. So we have a community of those who have went through it themselves. And tragically, you know, it's a society, and we're honored to be the ones that's representing our loved ones who have passed away. Because when you're gone, only those that are here are going to be able to stand for you. You know, only those that are here are going to be affected by your absence. So, you know, those should be the ones that remember you. You know, and for Vanessa, we were blessed to be able to speak at that ride for her, the peace ride for her. And I told people to look up this movie called Coco, the spirit of the Hispanic Hispanic culture believes in Dios de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. They believe in remembering their loved ones by putting a picture up of them. So you know that's why Critical got my baby over there. He got his nephew over there, Blake. You know, with many pictures of great moments in his life. In a way, that's my ofrenda, and that's what they called it. It's a dedication to your loved ones in the past that have passed, and you keep a record of them, keep their faces up and all that stuff. And in the movie, you know, in the spiritual world, they're able to cross over and reunite and all that stuff. And you know, it's an imaginative thing. You know, you would think it would be beautiful if it was like that, but since none of us know, you know, we just live off of that little piece of art, and it gives us a piece of solace when we think about our loved ones not being here with us. We try to think about them somewhere else together, and we don't want to forget them. You wouldn't want to be forgotten. All the things that you go through in your life, the things that you do to entertain each other, to survive, you know, you don't want to just be doing them and then think, you know, the next minute people can just all forget about you. You know what I'm saying? You want to be remembered and remembered in a good way. You know, death is final. You don't get no more moments. This is my message to people. Appreciate each other while you're here right now. Do what you got to do while you're here right now. You know, that old way of thinking of waiting for something that's going to come later, we got no proof of that, but we got proof of today. So treat each other good today. Fuck with each other good today. You know, don't feel ashamed for not fucking with each other today because you won't get no second chances to do it. So you might as well, you know, stand strong on however you feel. But enjoy your life. You know, treat each other good. Make each other treat each other good. You know, and that's how I live my life, and that's how I ask other people to live their life. Because I ain't seen nobody that left come back yet. You know what I'm saying? I barely, you know, ever had dreams, so I don't even see them in my dreams. So I know death is final. So I know the moments I get with a person now, this is all I get. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, what I should do. to make them feel good now, to make them feel appreciated, to let them know that, I see their presence on this earth just as important as mine because we only get one moment at a time, you know what I'm saying? And so we got to just appreciate it. And this is just how we do it. And in that movie, it commemorates that. It gives a visual representation of a possible afterlife where our loved ones are remembered in a good way. And so that's what I was doing before that movie, but it was just beautiful that that movie showed that Hispanic culture being like that. So we united that day under that, and it was a beautiful ceremony. Again, I salute all those that came out and they did that. But yeah, it's crazy that they picked July 11th to be black and brown. Two different families, two different worlds coming together, and I'm gonna tell y'all just personally, it touched me to see all those people coming together for that family. They had food out there. They was selling food. They was, you know, it was a block littered with candles and stuff. And if y'all look at the promo Critical and us put up, you'll see a wall that they had painted. If you ride through Houston, you can still see her a mural up on that wall, and it's a bunch of candles out there, like they did for Nipsey Hussle. But it's beautiful. It was very beautiful, and we authentically, helped them out. From the search to the finding of her to the honoring of her memory. And that's all we can do. That's our part. Her family has to live with that. They're moving forward. Based off of that, and it's a beautiful thing. I still have my fight, for my baby, Blake Roshan Thomas. It's a lot of crazy and illegal things that were done in his situation, which leads me to believe it was a conspiracy. And by me believing it's a conspiracy and things seeming to line up like that, I've had a hard battle of many years to fight for my son. His case is still active. It's still open when it should have been closed and shut. But, that's a long story, but there's many pieces all over the internet of it. If you ever punch in hashtag Justice for King Blake, Father's Heart, Father's Love, you'll see me, Brother Emmanuel, Houston Brother Emmanuel, and that's my baby, and I've had to do a lot. As many people are going to have to do a lot and have to do a lot when they're dealing with their loved ones and the cases, that are still here after they're gone. But they can't fight for themselves once they're gone. Y'all know that. So that's what today is, y'all. I don't want to bore nobody. And I won't be much longer, but I promise we're going to stay stronger. And, those are just the issues I wanted everybody to go back over. I wanted us to go back over. We appreciate our Queen Natural, the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, and that magnificent show they had on Wednesday night. I thought we wanted change. Brother Ali, man, he was hitting them ballistics real tough, man. He's bringing it at an angle, that a lot of people should have been thinking about. Some have been thinking about, but a lot haven't said it. And I'm glad that brother said that, about, black on black crime, what I'm saying? About us, right. How will you, see each other. And, it was just beautiful, man. It was magnificent what the brother was talking about. I salute her, Natural, all of her host panels. The doctor with the veil across her. Yeah, she don't play, man. That sister's tough. That's a warrior, and she got a great mind on her. So she was giving some great points, and her other host, that brother was up there also kicking the ballistics. About black on black crime and how us brothers view each other, how we've been taught to view each other, and they were giving solutions, and that was a good thing. So, much love to Natural and the show, Right. We want to make sure that everybody is ready, locked and loaded for this coming Wednesday. She got another hard hitter. They got another hard hitter with her and her host. They bring up another subject, and I really personally I can't wait for it because it just sounds so good. If I'm correct, just making sure it's called Revolutionary or Ratchet. Ratchetness. But y'all can see it on the post. We are promoting it, so y'all will see it. But it's very, very, very thought provoking. It's something that should have been talked about, has been talked about, but need to be talked about more. And I'm glad they're gonna bring that up. And with her hard hitting host, I know they're gonna come with some mind frames that make us all, think deep and come with some solutions to move forward. So we appreciate her. We appreciate again all the sponsors for July 19th, what Critical has put together for the community. We want everybody to come out and enjoy themselves. Let's make it successful because this man has put a lot of work into it. Thank you for all the sponsors, all the supporters of it, all y'all that have been, sharing it, all those that have been putting promo videos out there. They've done a lot of great work for Critical, but for the people, more importantly, because that's what we stand for. And so inadvertently, that's what they're standing for. So I appreciate them keeping their status on the level like us in the community, not
Right.
above us and not beneath us, but equal to us, and talking to us, about this event to get more activity there. I mean, more participation. And so we want everybody to come on down and enjoy yourselves, man. We're gonna be out there. You're gonna get to meet, Big Dog, Critical, me, and the rest of the Critical Show family. We're gonna all be out there. Y'all can come on out there and meet us in person, and
Right.
just enjoy yourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make sure the venue is secure, so don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody gonna be able to sabotage it. Any negative energy will be dealt with, the way we deal with it. We have our own rules of life. The world has their rules of life. Me, myself, personally, I live by my rules of life, and I can take any punishment that the world gives me. But you won't be hurting my people. You won't be disrupting the love that we're going to experience because we only get this one life. We only get this one chance to do things. We're going to do it right, coming from here. We've been doing it for many years. If a car ain't broke, you don't need to be trying to fix it. Ain't nothing to fix on. So we're going to keep on rolling in this one. Because the air conditioning going, the heat blowing, nothing stopping it. You dig what I'm saying? We're going to keep pushing forward, man, right here, the Critical Show. We appreciate everybody supporting the Critical Show. But that's the recap, for the week and the weekly news. But again, as we said at the beginning of the show, we want to send a lot of sympathy, a lot of condolences to the family of that sister who lost her life at McDonald's, while after working there for 15 years by one of her employees who felt like whatever was going on, it needed to end, with this woman being stabbed. And the woman lost her life. And she has 6 children. I'm pretty sure they got a GoFundMe they're going to put out there. I implore everybody to pass that around, shoot that around, because her babies are going to need a lot of financial assistance, especially when their mama is not there anymore. Nothing can take her place, so they're going to need a lot of love from the community, a lot of therapy to deal with this. It's a hard thing when you're young and you lose your mama, especially when she's one of those mamas that are very, very involved in her babies. I salute to all my queens out there that, do hair, got the job, take care of the house, cook, do the school stuff, help out psychologically with the baby's development and have their own life. Man, that's some amazing shit. Y'all do a hell of a lot, man. I wish I could help, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't want many women just because I want women. I want many women because I want to help y'all ass and make life a little easier because y'all have a lot. Y'all do a lot. So, that's just the honesty in me that I love my queens that much, man. Jealously, unapologetically. And I will spoil the fuck out of y'all if I could. Why? Because this life is giving y'all a lot of hell. It's put y'all in a position you should not be in at the bottom, beneath us. When you should be right next to us, if not above us. You know what I mean? Y'all are the light of the world. And, somewhere along the line, people have forgotten it and mistreated you. But we're gonna restore y'all place to y'all position of royalty in our hearts, in our minds, in our everyday societies. So that's me, man. That's what we do. That's what we promote. So I salute all my sisters out there that are doing it, and I salute all my brothers that are protecting, that are backing them up, that are jealously loving them. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the world demonize us, don't let the world definition of you define you. The definition you should be defining yourself by is your own definition. Like Big Dog was telling Critical earlier, yeah, we make fun of shit. We make fun of shit all the damn time and different shit. We gonna laugh. We do that. That's the reality. But at the same time, we do know when to pull up, when not to. Yeah, we got that just natural sense. We can do it. I laugh at your motherfucking ass at your worst time and wouldn't give a fuck. But that's just me if I wanted to do that. But I could also, give you some sympathy at that time and pull up. That just tells what type of person I am. We're people that do both. And we can't lie and say we don't. We do both. We've had our moments. We're people of the planet. We all, go through things. We make mistakes. We make triumphs. You know what I'm saying? We just all living, y'all. So, don't take it too serious, man. Enjoy your life, man. Enjoy what you got going on. But look out for each other. Be there for each other. Stand up for each other. And don't get shook, man. Everything happens for a reason is what the old folks used to tell us. And I had to learn that over time. Everything happens for a reason. Even y'all being here tonight, even the Critical Show the way it is and what we be moving to, all that stuff happened for a reason. It's a domino effect. One thing went into another. Everything had to happen in life for it to make it to this point where we're at right now, bringing this to y'all. So we appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your presence. That's the only and most important thing in life you have is your presence. And that's why it's a gift. That's why it's called a present. And I hope my presence has been a gift to you and yours. You get more than what you came here with. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to do for each other, man. Just I always say, iron sharpen iron, man sharpen man. And that's some real shit. If iron touch you, it's going to cut you. If man touch you, they can make you better, man. We make each other better. So we're going to all stand strong. But that's the issues on the recap, man. If anybody, have something else that they want to bring on in, we're not going to tell what's going on over at the Big Dog House. It ain't for y'all, man. That's family thing, man. But nah, y'all enjoy yourselves.
Man, I told you what it was, man.
I
You
know,
could have paid it.
I know, but we ain't letting out the public know. Anybody in the public, man. Yeah. That's a family thing now, but yeah. Gonna enjoy this Friday night. That's all it is. We hope y'all enjoy y'all's too. Whatever you're doing, do what you do. Be safe out there. As I say, there's one life to live, so enjoy yourself. This is the last Friday of 2025, July the 11th. This is the last one that's ever gonna be. There's gonna never be another July 11th, 2025. You get no other chances. So shit, do what you gotta do. And just do it safely, man. Love on each other. But damn, I'm thinking I'm forgetting something. Yeah, we went over the mental health and the suicidal statistics of our veterans, our youth, taking themselves out. It's been a high number of them, over the years. Some graphs say that it's not going up. Some graphs say that it is going up in different departments. Marines have a high level. Air Force and Army, they said, are declining. But it's still sad that they have this every year. They have to have a scale of how many of the soldiers, after they get out of the service, going to kill themselves. Due to mental stress, things that went on in there. A lot of y'all have family members that came out and they different. They seem like they shell shocked. It is. There's some stuff going on in there, how they train and teach. Some people just can't deal with it. And they come out and, this is the end result to a lot of their stories. But, I also put up some stories with some pages, some information for those of y'all that really care about this situation. They have funding for people that want to make a program to reach out to veterans with suicidal tendencies, for people that are going through that type of stuff. You can put together a group and help them, and the military will pay you for that. You know what I'm saying? You can make an income doing that. But I'm saying that not to, make y'all want to go get some money, but make people want to help. There's a lot of our veterans, that's going through that, man, and they need some help. They need people to understand them, and bring them back, or at least help them navigate through this life. And again, there are many opportunities for people to form their own chapters of these programs all over, and it will be funded by the government. Y'all can look it up and find out, just how to do it. But a lot of our brothers and sisters, they need that, and it's sad that we are on the verge of burying one of our greatest, youngest lights in our family, because he had some issues that we could not respond to in enough time or in the right manner. So his light has been extinguished from us forever. Nobody will be the same. So, before I get out of here again, I want to tell those, that if you have a family member that might be going through something, if you know someone that has experienced some major trauma, try to be there for them. A kind word, just a contact to them. See where their mind is, see where their head is. Just uplift them, because we all gonna face something in our lives that's gonna, be amazing. Sometimes it could be positive, sometimes it could be negative, but it's all about how we respond to what we go through, and the way we're gonna respond is based off of each other. Nobody come to my aid. I'm gonna feel whatever I'm going through a whole lot harsher, alone. But if I got those that come to my aid, I can deal with whatever's hard, a whole lot better. And that's what we got to do for each other, because that's the whole purpose of life. I mean, there ain't nothing else that y'all can see that is the purpose, except for us living and dying and being loved by each other. They called it the marathon up there for Nipsey, but I call it the dash, because one thing everybody's gonna have in common at the end of their life is on their grave, they're gonna have the born day and the day they die, and a dash in between. And that dash is all that you've ever done in your life. Ain't that some crazy shit? Everything you've ever done from born to death is all just one little small mark, a dash. That's all you get. You ain't never seen a grave that had a headstone that said everything that person did on it. Yeah, you graduated. Don't say that. All we get is a punk ass dash. So it's a dash. But don't be in a dash to get to the end of the motherfucker. Enjoy the marathon, enjoy the race, enjoy the ride, enjoy the walk. That's what we're doing. We so appreciate y'all for hearing these thoughts, for hearing this news that you can use, this news that I use. But as always, I am Houston, Brother Emmanuel. The Houstonian, the Houston haters hate to hear. Because I always scream it loud and clear 24/7, 365. I represent the truth. Critical show. Good News GP on mine. Remember, no matter what you go through, never sit down and never lay down, but instead do what you were born to do. And in all things, Stand up. Till we see each other again, till we talk to each other again. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. One love. Hey man, do we got the Jemiah mind ready to go? Or we gonna blow Monday? I think we gonna go on and do it Monday, y'all. You know, we want our warrior ready.
Oh
Front
yeah,
line on all the rest
yeah.
of our
We'll do it Monday because we still need to, you know what I'm saying, discuss some things,
and then we'll get it to jumping. But we can't hear you though, man.
Okay, we're gonna wait till Monday. That's cool. Everybody just stay tuned, stay ready, stay locked and loaded. You know, that's what the old school say. If you stay ready, you don't never have to get ready. Stay ready to keep from getting ready. Proper preparation prevent poor performance. And when we put a stamp on anything, it's gonna perform proper. Salute to Natural, the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. Thought we wanted change. Wednesday night, y'all be ready. Get it ready. Monday, Slick Talk. I know how we do that there in honor of our brother, the great Gary Monroe. Bring it to y'all. From the hip. Nah, we're going to bring it from the lip. Don't get scared, y'all. It won't be from the hip, so nobody got to get scared, but it's sure going to feel like it's coming from the hip. Just like our brother used to bring that truth to everybody then, back in the day. But, again, thank y'all for the night. Enjoy yourselves. One love. I'm out. We out. Peace, big dog. Critical.